Okay, as we all know the price of oil in Nigeria today, let's just watch this video and try to make sense out of it.
We have a very robust insight into what is happening today, into the price war that is going on between the Dangote refineries as well as government, represented by NNPC in this case.
No, sir. NNPC is a limited liability company, just like any other company in Nigeria. So NNPC cannot represent the federal government.
Today, when you hear that Nigeria is producing 1.6 billion, or sorry, 1.6 million barrels of crude per day, so people just take calculator and you calculate how much that will translate to. It is not literally like that. If you produce 1.6 million barrels of crude per day, who is producing this crude? You have all the houses. They are into production, right? You have Chevron, you have ExxonMobil, you have NAOC then, or ENI, now part of it owned by Oando. You have Total Energies. You have lots of them in this business. So this crude that they produce in JV, federal government has at best 60% of this crude from JV, while the IOCs they have 40% at best. But that is the production sharing contract. I've talked about the JV, the percentages. In production sharing contract, the IOC is the one that will invest all the money, 100%. Then they will not recover from oil production. While in the JV is a joint venture. So you contribute to cost, you contribute in also you also share the production. But in the PLC, the IOC invests all the money. So in that, these companies, Total Energies, Chevron, ExxonMobil, they have their trading companies. So that trading company, they lock in contracts for years. What that means is this. So in 2020, for example, ExxonMobil may have locked down all their production in Nigeria. They may have had off-takers since 2020. They may have had off-takers for 5 years. In 2022, Chevron may have had off-takers for 5 years. That will take all the crude production in Nigeria. So they may have signed contracts with those people. So government literally today cannot come and say, oh, you must take this crude and give to Dangote. It's a bit tricky and a bit difficult. Because if they also fail in meeting the obligations of their contractors, it will become a problem. So what most of these companies now said is that, okay, in their contract, they looked at it. There is always a premium that they could play with. Because they are investors, they are also looking for profit. So now, if you want us to supply you immediately, you pay some premium.
I totally disagree with you, sir. We don't need to pay that premium. Reason being that 60% of 1.6 million barrel is about 960,000 barrel that Nigeria is getting from the sharing formula. One barrel can produce 159 liters of fuel. If you multiply that by 960,000, you get 152,640,000 liters. Nigeria only consumes 50 million liters of fuel per day. If we deduct it from 152,640,000, you get 102,640,000 liters that can also be exported to other countries and then generate revenue. The truth is that we don't need that 40% that those companies are getting. So why are we paying the premium on that 40% when we have 60% that will be more than enough for local consumption and exportation? And if that premium of 400 and something naira is deducted from the amount we are buying fuel today, that means it is possible for us to be selling this fuel without fuel subsidy at the rate of 500 naira. Before they come on air to tell us any of those their jargons, let them know that we are not fools.
So that issue of premium was what led to the initial conversations around the Dangote refinery, around, oh, they are not supplying me crude, they are supplying me crude. Because most of these companies were asking for premium.
So these people are just joking with us. Who could they play? We never see anything.